Hey y'all, welcome back to Sundays with the Sowahs. I'm Tiffany and this is MJ Trainer. So we are
MJ
back.
Trainer.
We are back for episode 3 of season 1. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. When you subscribe, you'll be notified of every time an episode goes live. When you like the video, that lets us know that you like the content. It also helps to boost our engagement. And then last but not least, of course, be sure to leave a comment below, letting us know what you thought about the episode and if there are any topics that you want to cover. Anything you want to say before we get started, baby?
Well, let's move straight to the point.
And let's move straight to the point.
Yes.
It's Sundays with the Sowahs. Good vibes only come closer. Laugh, love, and live together. It's Sundays with the Sowahs. It's Sundays with the Sowahs. Good vibes only come closer. Laugh, love, and
All right, so in today's episode, listen, we had to pull out the notebook because today we are talking about courtship and counseling. So, of course, we're going to be sharing, our journey through our courtship
Yeah.
and counseling, how we moved from dating to actually entering into a courtship, what the difference was, and all of that. But we're going to jump straight into it, y'all. So, Bunny, do you want to tell the people how did you know that I was the one and that the Lord
Oh,
said, marry me?
wow.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful question.
Uh huh.
So, the first episode, right?
Mm,
I told you about me working out with my client
uh huh.
who travels a lot to the States, where I told him, hey, my friend, I need a North Carolina lady.
Mm-hmm.
And then I met this woman.
Uh huh.
Then I asked her, where are you from? She said, North Carolina. And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
God is really working.
Mm-hmm.
God is really working. And then the other confirmation, I introduced her to my mom.
Mm.
My mom. And then my mom called me to tell me, hey, this is the lady I've been talking about. My mom is very spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She said, this is the lady because she's a powerful woman,
Mm-hmm.
both spiritually and physically.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very. And she's the one I need in my life. And I have a very friend, also very close friend, who is also like a brother to me now. When he met her, she was like, MJ, MJ, MJ. How many times did I call you? I said 3 times. This is the woman you need in your
Mm.
life. Because this woman, she's very professional.
Mm.
Very, very professional.
Yeah, the business side.
And when you have a woman like this, trust me, when there's a problem, it means you, the man, there's something you are not doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the kind of fight we always have. Yes, we do fight sometimes. When I say fight, not
Not
exchange,
physically
not
fight and not
physically,
argue.
not argue, no.
Yeah.
But
The way
when
they use the word fight here is different from how we use it in the States.
oh, okay.
Yes. I would say like disagreements.
Disagreement.
Yes.
Disagreement.
Uh-huh.
Disagreement. It means there is something I'm not doing well in my business.
Mm.
But apart from that, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was how I realized now this is the woman. This is the woman.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was this vision and like mission alignment as well,
Yes.
like the vision
Yes.
that you had for your life. And I think that's really important when we think about like godly relationships and Christian relationships, that the word of the Lord tells us that a woman is going to be a help meet to a man. So as a man, you already got to be first submitted to the Lord. You got to be clear about God's vision and plan for your life and to know where you are in need of that help or that assistance and that support. And I think that we both came along and, really helped to build one another up.
Man,
in that way. There was a lot of vision and mission alignment,
yeah, yeah,
and just being able to like clearly see that we fit well together, we work well together. The gifts that I have, the gifts that you have, that they, were complementary gifts,
yeah,
that they were complementary gifts. And all of the confirmation from friends and family, that's extra. I think for us, what we prioritize, even though it does have value, right? And this is one of the things I particularly talk to women about who are dating someone, or somebody saying, like, if somebody wants to court you outside of your culture,
yeah,
one of the things that I always tell people, and I know that you tell people as well, is that you really have to be clear about, like, um, that vision and that mission piece. Like, how do you guys really fit together? Because it's one of the things that keeps you, when you are of the same vision and of the same purpose, same spirit, and all of that. But also make sure that that person meets your people. Like, anytime, I can always tell when a relationship ain't gonna work. And we laugh about this and we talk about this all the time. I can always tell, or we can always tell, when like a long distance or like multicultural relationship is not going to work. And one of the telltale signs is when there's no introduction between like family and
yeah,
friends,
yeah,
and like
yeah,
all of
yeah,
those things, that person hasn't talked to your people, so forth and so on. Because that additional backing, it will help, right? It will help. And of course, you got to be intentional, guard your relationship and what you're building from people who are just ignorant. We do hear that a lot. Like, you, excuse me, like, the reason why I don't tell, that I don't want to tell certain people about this person that I'm dating, is because they're ignorant, or they think they're just using me for this or using me for that, right?
oh,
And we'll talk about that in a future
mm,
episode. But there should be someone, right, that can journey with you, where they get to know the person that you're courting, get to know the person that you're dating,
yeah,
and can provide that spiritual insight, can help to discern what's going on, so that you're not just lost in la la land and just lost, being in
yeah,
love.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
think that's one thing that we saw from both of our families,
mm-hmm.
and from our friends as well, is that there was a lot of confirmation of what God had already said, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
remember the first day I spoke to him, I was so happy.
Yeah.
I said, wow,
Yeah.
this woman is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you definitely got to have that bond. What were some of the I guess kind of intangible things, right? So of course, like, we push each other in business, we push each other in ministry,
yeah,
and like the living out things, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
doing like the work. But what are some of those things that are like not tangible, that you either looked for, or you felt like God like highlighted, that let you know that, I was the one?
Yes, I love this. I love this.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember the first time I introduced you to my family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been always telling myself I would love to meet a woman who love my family.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you showed love to them,
Mm-hmm.
I thought, I said, wow. Sometimes I look at you and say, tell myself that this lady is really blowing my mind,
Yeah.
because yeah, I need somebody who will love my family, not somebody who,
Mm.
and she's someone who let me say, somebody like coming from the States
Yeah.
to stay here, go through all the wahales.
Yes, all the wahala.
Tell them what wahala means.
Wahala means problems, trouble,
Trouble.
turmoil.
She's strong. She's
Mm,
very, very strong.
mm,
Very, very strong. And I always tell myself, it's gonna be like, it's not everybody who comes here and be able to settle here.
mm-hmm.
I hear stories about people come and then they run back.
Yeah.
She doesn't give up. And that one alone makes me feel this is her.
Yeah.
She doesn't give up. She's very, very strong.
Mm.
We are humans. Sometimes we will feel bad and all that, but she keeps going.
Mm.
I remember something just came in mind.
Okay.
The way she apologizes when she goes wrong alone.
Mm.
Mm. I remember 31st
Mhm.
when I went to play soccer.
Oh yes. I remember that day.
So I lied
New
to
Year's
her. I said,
Eve.
"Oh, we're going to the beach to, sit
Uh-huh.
down." But I was going to
Oh.
play soccer with my friends.
Uh-huh.
So when we got to the beach, she was sitting, and then I left her.
The friends started coming, and I'm like, now why the friends here?
Yeah. So I was playing football with my friends, and then I got a message from her that I want to go home.
Yep.
I was like, "Oh, why do you want to go home?" And all that. That was 31st, right?
Yep.
That was 31st December.
Uh-huh. Of the
Yeah.
first year that we met.
Yes.
This was before we were married.
And she was like, "I want to go home." And this lady felt so sad because, but it was all new to me.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I felt like it's just something normal, I, because I'm at the beach with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just playing football.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all different.
Mm-hmm.
But I understood it, and I learned from it. So you were upset with me,
Yeah.
and we didn't talk to each other
Yes.
until we got home.
Yes.
No, from the beach, she wanted to buy some waffles and
Oh yes, the
pancakes.
ice cream thing, yeah.
Yes. So she went to buy it, and then she came to sit down. We went back home. We didn't talk to each other. And then that night we were supposed to go to church.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was there, and then she came to me, sat me down. We talked, and she was like,
Yep.
"We are well."
You're talking too low.
You were like, "Oh, we are entering into the new year,
Mm-hmm.
so and we don't have to enter into the new year with what?
Being angry or like not
Being
talking.
angry and not talking." Once she said, I was like, "Hey, this is serious.
Mm-hmm.
This is the woman I want to stay with because I loved what she came to tell me."
Mm.
You understand? These little things, you know, she really got me thinking. That was so good for me.
Mm.
And I smiled. Me, I have a good heart. So when she said that, I smiled, and then we came back to our normal life. We went to church that night. We were so happy
Yeah.
and we got back home. So having problems and being able to solve it so easily
Mm-hmm.
means a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
Means a lot to me because the journey is not always smooth.
Mm-hmm.
There will be, but the thing is, once you fall, you should be able to get up easily and quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And that one alone was so mind blowing for me.
Mm.
Yeah,
Being able to apologize. Yeah, that's good. That's definitely a really good
yeah,
one.
being able to apologize.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I think
Not even just apologizing, but being able to resolve,
yeah.
resolve,
Yeah.
resolve. It's not about apology because the story I just said, I did wrong.
Yeah. Mm.
So she didn't apologize, but she resolved
Yeah.
the conflict or
Mm-hmm.
the misunderstanding.
Yeah.
You understand? She didn't apologize because I was wrong. I apologized to her.
Yeah.
I was wrong. And one thing about relationship is that when I'm wrong, you let me know. And that is why I love her so much because when I'm wrong, she tells me.
Yeah.
Don't say, oh, I don't want to say it because I want to protect our relationship. No, let A, be real to each other. Be real to. So it's very, very important to let your partner know when she's wrong,
Mhm.
when he or she is wrong. Because if you don't let them realize that, it's going to continue with that.
Mhm.
So yeah, this lady, she is real. She doesn't hide her feelings.
Yeah.
I sometimes try to hide my feelings, but now she knows me more than any other thing.
Mhm.
When there's something wrong with me, she knows. I also know when there's something wrong with her. So we've gotten to a point where we are able to figure out what is wrong with
Mhm. Yep.
each
Yeah.
other. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that some of the things that I would recommend that people look for in a partner, particularly a godly partner, of course, we had already established from the day that we met that we were of the same spirit, same mind. As we journeyed, we helped one another and just pushing forward in vision, pushing forward in like the calling and things that God had placed on our lives, and we were able to see how it was complementary, like how everything worked together. But we eventually fasted and prayed, right? Like that was
Yeah.
a really important thing, that I had already seen, like the qualities of the fruits of the spirit.
Yeah.
That like when we saw like those fruits of the spirit, when we saw the gentleness, the kindness, that we both had self-control, that we were full of joy, that we were very peaceful people, and then saw like how the vision and like calling that like was over your life and that was over my life, how those two complemented one another and really fit well together. I feel like once all of that was like confirmed,
Yeah.
the next thing that we did was we started fasting and praying, particularly about marriage. And this is something that for me personally, I am a really strong advocate about. And I tell this to men and women, but I'm a woman, so obviously
Yeah.
I tend to speak, to the women. Ladies, the minute that a man comes hollering about he thinks you are his wife, go to premarital counseling. Like it ain't there's no need to wait until you're engaged. There's no need to wait for anything, because at the point that the man says, "Oh, I think that you're my wife," we are now having a conversation about
Yeah.
entering into courtship, right?
Yeah.
Which is intentional preparation and moving toward marriage. That the way that we even spend time with one another, the things that we're talking about, things that we're focused on, and all
Yeah.
of that, it's different because now there is this level of exclusivity and there's a level of expectation, right? We are now in a courtship to determine if this is truly what God wants. And I think that one of the things that we did do was we began fasting and praying together. And I don't know if you remember the very first time that you asked me to pray with you, and I said no. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was we this is like when we were dating. So again, it was before that courtship phase. And it's so interesting every time we talk about these different phases, because literally
Hmm.
from the day that we met to the day that we got married was only 9 months. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about, the supernatural speed and grace of God.
Hmm.
We'll do that in another episode, and just, all of that detail. But there we still had stages and phases. There was still dating, and then we entered into a courtship. Now, our engagement was the shortest piece, right? So our courtship was kind of like the long piece, and then our engagement, we were only
Yeah.
engaged for 10 days.
Yeah.
But again, we'll talk about that in a future episode. So when we set our minds on courtship, and this is what I do think this is important to talk about that and kind of talk about the timing, because one of the things that I feel a lot of Christians are concerned about is like, things taking a long time, right? But none of these phases have to take longer than what the Lord says. So
Yeah.
in any event, you had asked me to pray. This is when we were dating. You had asked me to pray, and I said no. And the reason why was because I had matured to the point that I understood that the most intimate space that I could share with a man was spiritual intimacy.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people, when they are dating, especially for Christians, and I see this a lot with Christian women, that the first thing they want to do is, oh, he need to be leading in prayer. We need to pray together. We need to fast together. We
Yeah.
need to go to
Yeah.
church together. We need to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
all of these
Yeah.
spiritual things together. When really that is the most intimate and vulnerable thing
Yeah.
that you can
Yeah.
do with
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think that Christians need to rush to do that in like month one. You
Yeah.
can keep going to your church and I keep going to my church, right? I think
Yeah.
that there
Yeah.
are ways that you can confirm if that person is submitted to God. There are ways that you can confirm if they are truly blood bought believers. There are ways that you can confirm their engagement and their commitment in ministry
Yeah.
without getting so deeply spiritually intimate from day one or
Yeah.
week one or
Yeah.
even month
Yeah.
one. It took
Yeah.
us a couple months before we did that.
And some, I know, yeah, what you're saying is true because some people will use that
Mhm.
to trap you.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah. Some people will use that to trap you. Oh, let's pray together. But you might think because, oh, he or she is praying with you, it means, yeah.
Yeah, that means that they're the one, or,
Yeah. They want,
putting
yeah.
more weight on it
Yeah.
when really
Yeah.
it could
Yeah.
just be a performance of, it could be a performance, or it could just be, living out those spiritual disciplines and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
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 So I just think that there is one of the things that was very important to me entering into this union and also allowing the Lord to lead me. Are
Yeah.
you okay?
Yeah. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good.
So in this relationship, one of the things that I knew that I wanted to do differently was to be more protective of spiritual intimacy, and allowing that to kind of like build naturally. I already knew that he was a strong man of God. I already knew that he went to church. I already knew that he was committed to serving in ministry. I knew these things not because we had shared any spiritual intimacy yet, but
Yeah.
because of the evidence and the fruit that was already in your life, the
Yeah.
commitment,
Exactly. Yeah.
that was on your life. So when he first came to me and said something about praying, I was like, no, like, I don't think that we're there yet. I don't feel like it's, something that's necessary. I don't feel like we need to fast together. I don't feel like we need to do any of that together.
Yeah.
Let's keep building our friendship, keep
Yeah.
getting to know
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
another. I do know like we would pray for like one another, right? So
Mm.
like if I like wasn't feeling well or something, I knew that he was praying for me, or if there was an opportunity that was coming his way, he knew that I was praying for him. But sharing that spiritually intimate space was something that we didn't do until we felt the Lord calling us into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that was the first time. So I said no to the praying piece. I was like, we're not doing that. But then maybe like a month after you had initially asked me, I think you came back and said it again and was like, we need to pray or we need to fast. This showed me your spiritual leadership, right?
Yeah.
Like he wasn't offended when I said no, he didn't feel no type of way. He was
No. No.
just
No.
like,
No.
okay, like I respect it. But he continued to at the appointed time, he came back and led again and was like, this is what I'm sensing this is what I'm hearing, and we agreed to enter into a time of fasting and praying together.
Yeah.
That was maybe about like 2 to 3 months after we met.
Yeah.
We entered into, that into the space of like praying and fasting
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there anything you want to add on that?
Not really. Not
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
So then when we prayed and fast, there was a lot that fasted that there was a lot that the Lord revealed. But the first time, because we did it twice, the first time I feel like it was just confirmation of things that we had already kind of like known and discerned, of things that we had already seen, again, like the fruits of the spirit,
Yeah.
asking the Lord to like reveal anything within us that was hidden. I think that was a big piece of it as well.
Yeah.
And that was an important like question or thing to inquire of the Lord, because we were long distance, right?
Yeah.
So it's easy to like hide from somebody that you're not spending time around, but you cannot hide from the Lord, and you can't hide from the spirit of the Lord. So we asked the Lord to like reveal certain things, and we inquired of him, and we're open to the answer, what
Yeah.
the Lord
Yeah.
had to say. Yeah. Let me see, what do we do next? So that was the first time, and then maybe like a month after that, we fasted and prayed again before we agreed to go to premarital counseling.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
fasted and prayed again, and we that was when I feel like the Lord gave us the vision for our marriage, and like told us like what we would build together. That prior to that, it just like we could see like how the calling on my life, like how he could help me in my calling and how I could help him in his calling. But now the Lord was showing us a new vision
Yeah.
for us
Yeah.
together, right? And it was a global vision,
Yeah.
in the space of business and
Business.
ministry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like just
I
being,
remember.
yeah, being kingdom financiers, like just all of these things that the Lord began to show us
Yeah.
specifically of a vision together, and no longer how we could support each other's like individual vision or calling. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was really good. Anything you want to add on that, Bunny?
Yeah. I remember. I remember about with the businesses and all that, and we
Uh-huh.
have it written, right?
Yes, we have it written. It's not in this journal, but
Yeah.
we have it
Yeah.
written
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So we knew at that point, again, at the point, and I'm speaking to the ladies because, again, the word of the Lord tells us that he who finds a wife finds a good thing. No woman should have to convince a man that he is your husband. Like, I didn't lead in that conversation. I didn't convince of anything. I wasn't the one
Yeah.
leading in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a lot of times women that they can like kind of like be pushing it, instead of allowing the man to lead. And quite
Yeah.
frankly, if you desire to be a wife, and you and that man, y'all journeying together, for how much ever time. Of course, our story is one,
Mm.
that had a supernatural grace, acceleration, and speed on it. But if after both of y'all, y'all pretty, stable or whatever, and
Yeah.
you're
Yeah. Yeah.
full adults, and y'all been together for some years and like all of that, and
Yeah.
you don't see that he's leading in that conversation. I think you can also make a decision about,
Yeah.
whether or
Yeah.
not you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
continue to journey with that person or wait on that person,
Yeah.
to kind of come to that realization. But there was never a time where I never initiated those conversations. I don't know how else to say that. I
Yeah.
did not lead those conversations. I did not initiate those conversations. When he brought up that he believed that I was his wife, I took my time with it. I was prayerful with it. And the next thing that we did after fasting and praying together was to go to premarital counseling.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So we're going to talk about just some of the things that we covered in premarital counseling. Again, this was before we were engaged, before we were even engaged, before he officially asked me to be his wife. We were in counseling, and we actually continued counseling because, again, there was a supernatural speed. So we were not even done with premarital counseling until after we got married. So we did like a total of, I want to say our premarital counseling, we started in like,
No, we finished. Oh,
no, we weren't finished before we got married.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we didn't finish until March of 2023, and we
Oh,
because our last session, I think I was back in the States. Yes,
oh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So we didn't finish until like March of 2023, but so we started from like October to March. What is that? That's like almost 6 months. So I want to say we did like 5 to 6 months of counseling, of the premarital counseling.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
because we did a couple sessions separate
yeah.
before I came back
Before
to
you came
Ghana.
back, and
Yeah,
then we
but
continued.
the
Yeah,
bulk of our sessions we were together. So there were some at the beginning and some at the end that we were separate and had to do online. But we found premarital counselors who understood our unique journey.
yeah,
Both of our counselors are of African descent. They know what it's like to be in a multicultural union and all of that. So there was just a lot of value and perspective that they had. Um, that was very helpful to what we were
yeah,
building and like where
yeah,
we
yeah.
were at that time. So, yeah, let's talk about some of the things that we covered in premarital counseling. What did you think, though? Let me ask you this question. What did you think about premarital counseling being Ghanaian? So I had been through premarital counseling twice before I met
Yeah.
MJ. So it wasn't anything new to me. But what did you think about it, like going into it, or just like the experience from your perspective?
Well, the experience was great.
Uh huh.
Like when it comes to the financial part of it, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
finances. Oh,
Sorry, y'all. We got our notes
it's
here, so we touch
it's
on the
it's
touch on
it's
everything.
actually a new thing
Yeah.
because here most marriages messes up because of the financial part.
Yeah.
There's no trust. One spends money too much,
Mm.
one don't.
Mm.
So, like having a joint account and all that, it
Mm.
becomes a whole lot. But through this, I really learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's not really, you have to understand each other before even getting a joint account.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that one alone was so knowing each other very well, what your partner likes, what your partner does not like,
Mm-hmm.
everything detailing and all, knowing a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's so uh,
Yeah.
and this is what I wish or not even I wish, but I want everybody should to go through that
Yeah.
before marriage because it's actually going to open your mind
Mm.
when it comes to responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are some of the things you touched on, some of the things. So we definitely talked about finances and premarital counseling. We talked about responsibilities and roles. We are two pretty traditional people. I feel like when it comes to like responsibilities and roles, like I'm very much like, the cooking and cleaning type. He's very much like the heavy lifting, the dirty kind of nitty gritty stuff.
Yeah,
So we can do like a video in the future just talking about like how we divide responsibilities in
yeah,
marriage,
yeah,
and like what works for us. But and we also share responsibilities though, right? Like
yeah.
MJ is a great cook. He will absolutely cook. Like he's usually on breakfast duty because he's awake before me, and I really love that for me because breakfast is like my favorite meal of the day. And he's up, so he cooks breakfast pretty much
Yeah,
every day. I think oh god, I don't cook breakfast often. Like I really don't.
yeah,
So we share responsibilities. Like if I'm home by myself or there's something I have to handle,
yeah.
and typically I'm trying to think like what responsibilities. I feel like I'm good at like the strategizing behind the responsibilities, or kind of like recognizing like things that may need to be fixed or done around the
Exactly. You
house.
know, when we talk about home, we
Yeah.
women are more they are more into taking care of home than we the men.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
But there have been like rare times, and I mean like very rare, like I can count on one hand, like well maybe like a vendor or somebody had to come to the house, like the day the guys had to come deliver the water and you
yeah,
were out,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
like there's certain things that like, that would normally be his responsibility
yeah.
that I, can oversee and do. But like why in marriage? I mean, even like simple stuff like today there was like a spider in the bathroom that needed to be killed. I was more than capable of killing it, but he was sitting right there. I was like, Bunny, there's a spider. Like, I'm not killing the spider. Like the spider, like you're here, right? But if he wasn't here and I needed to go into the bathroom, like
Yeah,
I'm gonna kill the spider,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
If I need to take the trash, like I've pulled the trash can in before. So all of that to say that there are like some responsibilities that are his and some that are mine that we definitely just share in and just
yeah,
get stuff done. But for the most part, we're fairly traditional in like our roles and in our like responsibilities. So we definitely talked about that. So responsibilities, finances. We talked about navigating conflict. And you gave an example about the New Year's Eve, our first New Year's Eve together, when we just had again just two different visions and like ideas, excuse me, of what we were going to do, but then it ended up in conflict, and thankfully we were already in premarital counseling, so we were learning
yeah, yeah,
those conflict resolution tools, and those things have really helped us in our union to just resolve
yeah.
conflict. So
Easily.
yeah, easily resolve conflict. And we just have like some pretty, it's interesting because I don't think that we've ever set like rules that like we won't like scream at each other, we won't get in each other's faces, like we never had to
Yeah.
say that to
No,
each
no, no, no,
other.
no, no,
But I think that goes back to the beginning of this episode where we talk about like what do you look for in a
no.
partner, and like how did you know that that person was your person? It's the fruit of the spirit, right? That we're just gentle peacemaking people,
Yeah.
and we desire a certain type of home. So we talked about conflict. Anything you want to add on that, Bunny?
Yeah. It's just a little
Yeah,
advice.
go ahead.
Like when it comes to responsibilities,
Uh-huh.
there is nothing like this is a woman's job or this is a man's job.
Mm-hmm.
It's for both of you because now you come together to be one.
Yeah.
There are some things women can do so easily, and there are some things men can do so easily.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you can't do what the woman is doing.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to cooking, I know most men will say, "Hey, I am the man of the house." Women cook like
Yeah.
in here in Ghana, it's mostly like that.
Yeah.
The woman has to do the cooking no matter what. The man is the one that has to do this, do that. But then it's yes, there are some things we can do easily. That is why we do them,
Mm.
and there are some things women can do easily. But sometimes life will put you at a place where what the woman is supposed to do, she's not able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to wait for the woman to come do it?
Jesus.
No, you have to do it.
Yeah.
So someone like me, when my wife travels, I still cook
Yep. Yep.
anytime.
Yep.
I still cook anytime because I've learned all what she cooks for me.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's and she's when it comes to cooking, she's good.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good. The healthy meals. Oh, I love her food. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's there's nothing like I'm the man of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Like this advice goes to men.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing like I am the man of the house.
Yeah, like in an authoritative way. Like you are the man of the house, but
Yeah.
not like in a toxic masculinity
Yeah,
way. Yeah. Yeah.
and most men should also be able to listen to their wife
Yeah.
very, very well. Very, very well because women are so powerful.
Yes. I
Women
tell
are
men that all the time. Like,
yeah,
listen to
women
your
are
wife.
women are so powerful.
Yeah.
If you think I'm telling lies, go ask Samson. He will tell you. Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
he will tell you.
yeah.
Women, when a woman says something, just listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
trust me, you'll be a great person.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if you married somebody who is wise, so again, going back to that beginning piece where you're getting to know the person and what should I be looking for in a partner,
Yes.
right? Like, does that person have wisdom? Does that person have common sense? Is that person led by the Holy Spirit? Is there evidence in their lives and their singleness that they are led by the Holy Spirit?
Yeah.
So when he speaks and he's giving his wisdom and all of those things, I'm not just ignoring what he has to say or, fighting against his leadership, because I trust the God in him and the wisdom that he has. And the same thing, again, yes, I am the help meet. Yes, I am the neck and not the head. Yes, he is,
Yeah.
the leader, the head of our marriage, the leader in our home, and all of those things. But he also knows that he has a wife who has wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
filled with the Holy Spirit. And as a
Thank
thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. When you subscribe, you'll be notified of every time an episode goes live. When you like the video, that lets us know that you like the content. It also helps to boost our engagement. And then last but not least, of course, be sure to leave a comment below, letting us know what you thought about the episode and if there are any topics that you want to cover.